My name is Peter Rutter, founder of VFE Pedals. VFE Pedals is an effects pedal company located near Seattle. I've been building and designing pedals under the VFE name since 2010. VFE has been expanding rapidly since then and are on pace for another big year in 2013. One of our current challenges and opportunities is that demand is outpacing our stock. We are completely sold out of the Enterprise Phaser, with several pedals following close behind. Over the next few months, we expect to sell out of the Pale Horse. In fact, probably the next few weeks we'll sell out of the Pale Horse. This is all that remains. And by the summer, we expect to sell out of the Blueprint, Distortion Cube, and Fiery Red Horse, and the Scream is expected to sell out by the fall. This rise in demand is a challenge, but it also is a huge opportunity. I'm taking everything I've learned in the past few years and combining them with the increased purchasing power that Kickstarter provides to make no compromises on the second version of these pedals, customizing the circuit down to the taper of the potentiometers. And it all starts with the Enterprise Phaser. The Enterprise is a JFET-based phaser that is built off the classic MXR Phase 90 circuit. But this is no mere clone. As I expanded on this starting point to add several controls: depth, feedback, mix, stage, and mode. But version 2 actually takes it a step further, adding a wider range to many of these controls and added position to the mode switch. And also, I've went in and fine-tuned the circuit for a smoother, more natural sweep through the audio range, increased the amount of clean headroom, and ordered custom tapered potentiometers to make it easier to dial in the perfect setting that you want. You can get a version 2 Enterprise at the $175 backer level. At the $200 level, you will receive one of a limited number of Enterprise pedals that feature hand-painted graphics that are personally hand-painted and signed by me. This Kickstarter will help us purchase thousands of dollars of American-made, custom-tapered potentiometers, which is the critical step to making this version and all version 2 pedals without any compromises. It will also help finance many other initial costs, such as the cost of circuit boards, knobs, enclosures, and more. We need to raise a bare minimum of $8,000 by April 6 to make this possible, with a target of $15,000 to really help us take the next step in production to meet the rising surge of demand. To help us take that next step, we are also offering you an opportunity to receive version 2 of several VFE effects weeks and even months before they are available in stores. But hurry, there are only 15 slots for each of these other version 2 pedals. At the $150 level, you can be the first to get version 2 of the Pale Horse or the Scream Overdrive, Fiery Red Horse Fuzz, or the Distortion Cube Overdrive Distortion Boost pedal. The version 2 Blueprint Delay is available at the $160 reward level. Because these custom tapered potentiometers can also be used on several of our other products, you can also get an upgraded version of the Enterprise Junior Phaser, the Coral Reef Analog Chorus, the Mini Mew Ottawa, Blues King Overdrive, and Alpha Dog Distortion. Please read the project description for more information about these upgrades. Thank you all for your wonderful support in this crazy venture. I owe the success of VFE Pedals to you. Help me take that next step in making the best possible effects pedals. Remember, we need to get to $8,000 in just over 2 weeks, so we need your help to spread the word. The final 10 minutes of this video is simply a run-through of the Enterprise Phaser, including some of the new changes. Please note that this is simply to help educate you about what I have done with the pedal, and is not intended to be a full demo. To get a sense of the core sound of the Enterprise, click the links for the many version 1 demos that have already been made. The guitar in the rest of this video is recorded direct, without an amp, with only the Enterprise Phaser in the signal path. Unfortunately, because of a recent injury to my finger, my playing is limited to simple chords, but the Enterprise still shines through despite my playing. Thanks for watching. I want to give you just a brief rundown of the controls and what each one does. Here we have a full prototype of the version 2 Enterprise. The only difference between this one and the final versions is that it does not have the custom tapered pots that we will be getting, but I'll explain that as we go along. So first we're going to start with the speed control, which controls the speed of the phasing effect. So here we go. This control right now is has a little bit less range on the slow end, and most of the sweep, as you can see, is tailored actually on the slow end. As you get to noon, it's a fairly slow sweep already. The custom taper will allow you to fine-tune some of these faster speeds because you have a very little range of access right now with the old pod. So we're getting a custom one there, and it will actually be able to get a little bit slower as well on the back end, and so they'll have more range and be easier to dial in. The next control is the depth control, and so here we go with that one. As I turn it all the way down, you're going to get more of a low end throb. As I turn it all the way up, it'll be more of a high washy sweep, and in the middle is where you get the fullest range. For that reason, we're going to be renaming this control the center control because it affects the center of the sweep range. Okay, next up is the feedback control. Now this is one of the more complicated parts of the circuit. Now in the center position, there is no feedback, and there'll be a nice center detent click to let you know where that is with the custom pots on the second version. As you turn it counterclockwise or clockwise will add either positive or negative feedback. Now whether it's positive or negative actually depends on which stage setting you're in, and how it affects the circuit depends on like the whole range of controls, particularly the mode control. And so I wanted to just give you a rundown of what it does, how each side sounds different, and then finally just to see how in different positions it adds different dimensions to the sound. Next, I'm going to show you the mode switch. The mode switch has three positions. There's the phase position, which is a locked phaser sound where all the stages are even. There's a vibe position, which is inspired by the Univibe, which has uneven phase stages. And then finally, in between, there's going to be a new mode that's basically a cross between the two, where it's three of the stages are locked and one is uneven to give you some of that focus, but also some of the mellowness that the Vibe provides. So here's just a comparison of those sounds. Next is the stages switch, which switches between 4 stages, which is what a phase 90 is designed on, 2 stages, which is what a phase 45 is designed on, and an inverted 3-stage phaser. Now, this particular one, because it's a prototype, it's actually labeled backwards. If you look over here on the one that's hand painted, it goes 3, 2, 4. That's what it should be labeled here, but we're using a version 1 enclosure for this, and so it's labeled in reverse. So right now I'm actually in 4 stages, which has the widest sweep. 2 stages is the mellowest, and 3 stages is inverted, so it actually the pace of the throbbing will actually feel in reverse to the other modes. So here we go. Here's just a brief rundown there. And then finally, the mix knob controls the mix between the wet and the phase signal. At noon is where you're going to achieve the most resonance because it compares the 2 signals and creates the resonant phaser sweep. As you dial it counterclockwise, you get more dry signal. As you dial it counterclockwise, you get more wet signal, which is going to be more modulated, but you do lose some of the phaser resonance. So here's what that sounds like. Finally, there is one more exciting development that we are working on here that will be included with all the effects rewards. It's called dual mode switching, and you can read more about it at the link below.